The sitting of the third annual Youth Parliament commenced today with heated debates from students from all across the country on issues relating to the cap on C-sex subjects, the Guyana-Venezuela border controversy, improvements to systems to combat suicide, and the local oil refinery. The activity saw students assuming the roles of parliamentarians, the speaker, and other parliamentary staff.
Honorable members, I hereby declare this sitting of the third annual Youth Parliament of the National Assembly of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana to be duly constituted and in session.
The debate on the limit placed on the number of C-sex subjects written by students kicked off with the Shadow Education Minister moving a motion.
Why were the students, the youth, denied of their right? It states clearly in the Rights of a Child Commission, Article 12, that youths have the right to voice their opinions and for adults to listen and take it seriously. Why hasn't the government consulted the youth? Is that they think that the youth's opinion doesn't matter?
But CHANTEL, assuming the role of the Minister of Education, rose to set the record straight.
Mr. Speaker, the first issue at hand is to address the erroneous assumptions presented by the honorable members of the opposition to the effect that students are not consulted in the drafting of guidelines for C-sex subjects. Article 3 of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of a Child provides that, and I quote, "The best interest of children must be the primary concern in making decisions that affect them. Adults should do what is best for children. When adults make decisions, they should think about how the decisions will affect the children." While it may be argued by the opposition that the youth were not consulted in this process, we, the members of the government, have personally reached out to those who coexist with the students on a daily basis, and therefore are well aware of their competence, that is, their teachers. It needs to be considered by our learning, honorable members of the opposition, that these young minds are indeed nothing but young and may not be able to make the best decisions for themselves.
But the Shadow Minister of State, KWANITA RAZACK, fired back with a powerful presentation.
The government of Guyana is taking pride in their efforts to limit the blossoming potential of these students instead of actually implementing appropriate strategies for them to be better individuals. Youths have rights. And once the government is making a decision based on education, the students have the right to be involved in this decision-making process since, as we know it, the Cooperative Republic of Guyana is a democratic country. Consider this, Your Honor. How would you feel if your mother purchased you a pair of shoes without even consulting you about what size you wear? Even though her intentions are clearly pure, her actions may not be beneficial to you. For spaces which have an environment that can facilitate a wider scope for the students, it is not a good idea. Mr. Speaker, this policy is preventing students from reaching their true potential. An important luxury such as education should not be limited. In fact, this is not only a luxury, but also a necessity. This policy is unfair and unjust. Mr. Speaker, would you tell a child they cannot be a doctor? In fact, would you tell your child they cannot be a doctor?
Replicating real-life occurrences, the debate was interrupted by the House Speaker to caution the parliamentarians when necessary.
Honorable member, please refrain from using inappropriate language in the House.
I apologize, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable member, your time is up. Please be seated.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The objectives of the Youth Parliament is to ensure young people are involved in parliamentary democracy, that they understand the principles which underpin democracy while developing elocution skills. For the newsroom, I am Davina Samaru.